Hi, I'm Dr. Becky Pace with Neil King Physical Therapy. Today, I'm sharing my top 7 exercises you can do every day to stay mobile, strong, and pain-free. These simple moves are perfect for improving overall function and targeting key areas of your body. Let's get started. First, we're going to start with some deep breathing, or belly breathing, also known as diaphragmatic breathing. So what we're going to do is place a hand on the chest and a hand lower on the belly. We're using this as a little bit of tactile feedback to allow the body to realize we're trying to make one hand move and the other one not move. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, raising the belly up towards the ceiling, and then exhale through the mouth to allow it to easily move out. Again, the chest should not be moving, so that hand should be nice and still, and then the other hand should just gently raise up towards the ceiling and then lower down towards the ground as we exhale. I'm going to have Cody replace my hands. And again, take a nice deep breath in. I can give her a little bit more cueing to breathe in from the rib cage all the way down throughout the lower abdominals, down into pelvic floor to really feel it through her hips too. Our core structures are all in this area, so to really relax and feel those tissues relax by themselves with that breath, we can think about that breath moving all the way down, do the pelvis and then the sit bones gently stretching out so that we can really relax pelvic floor out, because we tend to hold a lot of tension into that area. This is great to do before bed at night, any time of the day really, but at bed at night, we can really start to relax the body, prepare for that rest and relaxation cycle. Doing it for several minutes, up to 5 minutes even, just allowing your body to start to decompress, move into the parasympathetic nervous system, out of that fight or flight of the everyday life, and start to calm the body down a little bit. Next, we're gonna roll over to the side and work on thoracic rotation. So again, this is the mid-back, the thoracic spine, from the base of the neck to about the bottom of the rib cage. Knees are flexed all the way up so that we protect the low back. We're not trying to rotate through there. Knees stay together, and then one arm is gonna come and open up like a book, all the way down towards the floor. Good, hold for about 3 to 5 seconds, mild to moderate intensity of a stretch. Making sure that you're not holding your breath throughout any of these activities is really important, because we don't wanna bear down or put any pressure throughout our low back or pelvic floor. One of the important things to notice is that we wanna keep our knees together, and if we struggle with that, we're gonna take a yoga block or a pillow, whatever you have at home, place it between the knees, gently engage those muscles, keep the hips from rotating back, and then allow that arm to come all the way back, shoulder blade gently dropping down towards the floor. If the shoulder's bothering you, super common thing to deal with, we want to take, instead of the full arm going back, bend the elbow, and again, allow that shoulder blade and arm to come back. You'll feel a little less stretch in the pec area, which is fine. Our goal is to mobilize throughout that thoracic spine into rotation. From there, we're going to go into cat-cows. We just worked on our rotation in our thoracic spine. Now we're going to work into flexion and extension. Great for postural stiffness when we're sitting all day and we tend to hunch over on a computer or when we're sitting a lot. So we're going to allow the whole spine to open up into flexion by dropping the head down, pushing the hands into the floor, reaching up through every segment of the back. The pelvis is going to rotate and drop down like you're tucking your tail, and then allow it to drop in. This is into the cow phase. Next, coming up, gently stretching. The whole spine is bringing it down towards the ground. Pelvis going into an anterior position or anterior pelvic tilt, and you're stretching different parts of your spine. And then as you go into that cow pose, you should feel a little stretch into the abdominals as well. Imagining the rib cage and the pelvis spreading apart. You can take a little breath in between here to feel a little bit more stretch. Really important to keep your hands and your knees pushed into the ground and engaged, so you can really activate those postural muscles through your shoulder girdle and through your pelvic girdle here. Next, we're going to move into bird dogs. These are a great core exercise because they engage so much into your body, so you can get a lot of work done for a little bit. We're going to, again, imagine that we're pushing the rib cage or pushing our shoulder blades away, wrapping around the rib cage like they're giving a hug, and really engaging throughout the floor through our knees. One arm's going to come out while the other leg extends out. So again, pushing through the opposite arm and opposite knee to keep the shoulders and hips balanced. What we should think about is a glass of water being placed on the back and shoulder. If they were to tip over, good, we don't want to see that. We know that we need to engage a little bit more to keep those muscles from allowing the core to lose its stability. So if that does happen, you have a hard time correcting, grab something like a small yoga ball or a stability ball, place that underneath your belly, and that allows you to relax from how much your core is working, but still work on stabilizing through your shoulders and your pelvis, and engage your core to create that stability throughout the rest of your spine. Again, exhale as you're reaching out on that hard part. Doing about 10 times on each side is probably a good place to start. And if you need to progress it and this is too easy, hold for a little bit longer or add weights or resistance bands. Good. Next, we're gonna move into a hip flexor stretch. So this is great to be done in a half kneeling position. Cody's gonna start to bring her knee over her toes, keeping her abdominals, her chest open, and her neck in a good position here. You can see she's resting her hands on her knee just to give herself a little bit of balance and stability. We're looking for a stretch in the front part of the hip. So our hip flexors, our psoas major, and our iliacus and rectus femoris mostly start in two parts of the lumbar spine. And then they're gonna go all the way down to the front part of the hip. So we're looking for a mild to moderate stretch. And if you start to feel it into the low back at all, you're arching, instead you wanna think about, again, keeping your pelvis and rib cage stacked, gently tucking your pelvis underneath like you're tucking your tail. And again, lean forward to get that stretch all the way into the front part of the hip. If you wanna move dynamically for a warm up before running, 10 to 15 second holds, or you can hold it for a 60 to 90 second hold for more of a sustained static stretch. Again, complete on both sides. Great to do if you have back pain on a regular basis, or again, if you're sitting for longer periods of the day to really open up this part of your pelvis, abdominal region. Next, we're gonna do a calf stretch at the wall. So Cody's gonna face the wall, hands are gonna go on the wall for balance and stability. One leg's gonna come forward, and then our back leg is the stretch leg. So our goal is to keep the heel on the ground at all times. That front leg's gonna bend the knee forward, our body weight will shift forward a little bit to feel the stretch all throughout that calf muscle. We have two different calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus is a little bit deeper and only crosses the ankle. So we can stretch that soleus muscle by bending the knee forward and really getting a deeper stretch into this bottom part of the calf. Holding those for about 60 seconds and then again, straighten the knee and you'll feel the stretch come a little bit more up into the upper part of the calf or that gastrocnemius muscle. Complete on both sides to a mild and moderate or mild to moderate intensity of a stretch. Again, you'll see Cody's keeping her spine in alignment all the way from the top of her head down to her tailbone. Always having good posture with everything that we do. Last thing we're gonna finish with is a wall snow angel stretch. So we're gonna be against the wall, back is against the wall, feet are just a little bit spread apart, about hip width. Palms are gonna be facing outward, keeping everything from the top of the head, the mid back, the buttocks and hips against the wall. We're gonna bring the arms up and overhead like a snow angel. Good. Cody's doing a really good job of keeping everything against the wall as she's going, but that upper range can be a little sticky sometimes. So we start here, and as it starts to come up and overhead, if it starts to feel a little hard to do, you can bring those arms away from the wall and continue to work through the full range of motion. But the goal is to continue to work on this. It should get easier to keep those back of the arms against the wall at all times. Again, keeping nice and long throughout the back of the neck, breathing throughout the entire range of motion, and everything else in the rest of the body and spine should be nice and stable. By incorporating these 7 exercises into your daily routine, you'll support your body's optimal function and feel better overall. Remember, consistency is key, and these moves only take a few minutes a day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who wants to improve their health. See you next time.